to the realization that people pay us to do the job that we could. That you know, what I mean,
Yeah.
they pay us to do that job,
Right.
and that we are successful at that job because people continue to come and pay us for doing
Right,
that
seek
job.
us out.
Yeah.
Which is nuts because
It's not an easy job either.
It's not. And so the thing is, the other day I was talking to, I think both of you guys, I sent you guys messages, and you read the email.
I did. Yeah, it was very,
So I had to put,
very well put together.
But I was in a position where, and then I don't think maliciously it was happening, but it's one of those situations where if you don't ask, then why is anybody gonna give you anything?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you really have to sometimes recognize your value. You know what I mean? Sometimes you know, just let things happen. But if you don't ask, if you don't ask for something, then nobody's gonna give you anything.
But it's also about how you ask, and you did.
And it is how you ask,
and you
yeah.
did a very good job asking. Your timeline was perfect.
Right.
You know, it was very well put together.
Yeah.
So that's why. Well, that's one of the reasons why it happened. Obviously,
Yeah.
for what you do every day and how you do it and all that stuff. I mean,
Right,
that's the main reason. But
it is how you ask.
Yeah, but it's how you ask, and you ask very well.
Yeah. And this goes back to an old episode where we were talking about was it Chili's, the bartending job?
Oh God! And I did that.
That was the opposite.
I'm just laughing
That was
because
the
you said Chili's.
Yeah. This is a long time ago.
I don't want to tell you that that's not the way to ask. That's
Yeah.
not the right timing. It's not the right way. I just essentially walked into the manager's office, was like, I'm a bartender now, make me a bartender. I'll give you to the end of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I ended up quitting because they obviously didn't
do anything.
I needed to close. But I was, at the time, these are things that I've learned over time.
Right.
How to have
How to
tact,
execute.
Yep.
how to execute, and how to have tact, and how to talk to people, and how to create sentences that people can hold on to, understand,
Yep. Right.
and understand what you mean instead of feeling like you're being too pushy or whatever it may be. When I was 21, I was very headstrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still a very headstrong person. I just direct that energy into a different direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to be able to talk to people. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You got to be able to get people to be on your team. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whether it's ownership or fucking customers or your fellow bartenders, peers, whatever it may be.
Right.
You got to be able to have people buy in. You know what I mean? Like, so you can't just kind of go through life bulldozing your way and it eventually will run out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen it before where you've got like just, let's call it a female bartender who has been, has worked for a place for forever. And she just kind of has her own say. I watched it happen. It's like it's her house type of thing, you know. And then eventually, what happens is people just get comfortable, right? Mm-hmm. And they start kind of losing their steps of service. They lose their steps, and then
everything and the respect and all that stuff.
It all turned on you. You know what I mean? So it's just
they create this idea that they are,
right.
You have to spread knowledge.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, so you just got to spread knowledge.
Well, I would say too, like you were saying, like about the chili situation. For me, in this email, I don't think I could have written that, a few years ago, maybe 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. But all the life experiences I've had in the past 5 years have been pretty
better,
pretty big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kids, you know what I mean? The kung brew thing, the kung food thing, like just making bigger decisions, about my life. Like I think in the past 5 years, I've made a lot of decisions that haven't, sprung me completely, forward, but I feel like I've set a pretty solid foundation for the future.
I think you've come very far.
Yeah,
you've grown, baby.
I'm telling you, since we've worked together,
another one back.
Since we've come together and we've worked together, you've come a long way.
Evan's been the man, dude. I mean, for how long I've known you, you've always you shake your head like that, but
he's getting his confidence.
But in my mind, you were the man because the days that we had. I saw what you did and how you did it. So I've always known you've had it in you. I've always taught you that. Always told you that. Not taught you. Always told you.
No, we have. We've always had great talks to you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that both of you guys, but no, and then that's what I feel is like, I think, with this job and, with how it's helped me, like, I think that, where you're at now, Henry, like, I think, and then, we always talk about opening something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eventually, whether me, Chris partner together or we go our separate ways, you know what I mean? But do it. I think that everything that we've learned at this point because of bartending, running a bar, I don't think that we would have any problem. Once we get to that place. I watch other people do it that have never bartended before, but they have money to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they go, that looks cool. I wanted to be a bar owner.
And they do it. And
it's terrible.
Yeah, right. It's like they open it without a soul.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me, and this is very boastful. They always say to me, "How did you get what you have?"
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have no fucking idea how I got it. I
Yeah.
mean, if I really look at it, I can really break it down in a timeline and look at it. Mm-hmm. But it's just you have to be patient, and you got to let it fall into place.
Right.
If you try to do things that you're not meant to do, or just make a decision that you don't feel comfortable making. Mm-hmm. Like I tell my kids all the time, when you pull up to a stop sign, you can make a right and get to work, or you can make a left and actually get in an accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you make a decision, that's guiding your fate. So you got to make sure that you make the right decision, even though if you don't know how to do it.
Right.
Or you don't know what this decision is.
Right.
So where I'm going with this with you guys, just be patient.
Oh, yeah.
And things are going to fall into fucking place. Because I can already see this blowing up a lot.
Yeah.
I love the idea. I love what you've came up with and you've came up with. I see big things. Yeah. That's what I see.
Yeah.
I think as a whole,
thank you.
Thank you. Getting introspective, I think, from a culture standpoint, it's like we're not taught to just be patient.
No.
Absolutely not. No.
That's a great point.
We're taught like right now.
Overnight success.
All of it, you know what I mean? And then, the fucked up part is like, just like the lotto, just like fucking casinos, just like everything that sells, that's what sells.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, you take just looking back on it and, from different situations, like even people that deal with like suicidal thoughts, right? Mm-hmm. You're always worried about, this is something that I always, that I tell my mom, when I talk to her about, when she talks to like my younger cousins, my niece, whoever, I'm like, parents do a good job at shielding their kids away from the real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some of the stuff, I get it. You know what I mean? But my main thing is that a lot of the stories that I'm learning and I've learned throughout my life, I feel like I could have been told at some time.
Earlier,
you know what I mean?
Or at all.
Or just told.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's just information, just like, just things. And then the other part of it is that sometimes I probably wasn't ready to receive that information too.
Yeah.
Timing's crucial.
But, we've got to be able to break the cycle of being impatient. You know what I'm saying?
Or just highly,
or
so as a parent, and then, you could say the same thing. I don't. Right now, I'm in the early stages. Henry's he's deep. You know what I mean?
Real deep.
His daughter. You just say your daughter to. She's in college.
I have 3 daughters. For all the listeners, I have 3 daughters.
Yeah.
So everybody, but she's an ODU.
Yeah, ODU, which is great. Yeah. Like in my head, I think that's fantastic. She's like ODU, great school, growing. And it's not far from here.
Yeah, it's not far at all. And she's still homesick. It's crazy.
Oh, that's nuts.
My wife, Monica, called me today and was like, yeah, Riley's, homesick. I said, ignore the phone calls, please.
Yeah.
Ignore them.
Let her
Let her push through this stuff.
Yeah.
Let her push through this shit, man. Yeah. She needs to learn to be by herself and live with some other people. So to your point, it's like, Monica's sheltering her. I'm like, I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
Let her cry. Let her go through what she needs to go through and learn from it.
And you guys will always be there as a safety net.
Right. It hurts.
Please.
It hurts, to see it happening.
It's called tough love, baby.
But the truth is like, if you don't do that, then there is this like, there's always like, sheltered. I'm always here. I'll always hold you. And you can stay in my bed every night. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not going to work. That's not real life.
No,
I don't.
She
have
won't
any
succeed.
Kids. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. She won't ever. I don't have kids, but I'd imagine that from what I've seen from other people that are close to me, if she doesn't get that, if you instill that, she or he, your child, if you instill that in your child, and they don't get it from you, they're going to go and try to get it from somebody.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah.
So just might as well just like nip it in the butt and make yourself like, it's like me personally, I was a single kid raised by a single mom. You know what I mean? And when I started going to high school, my mom was like traveling because she worked for Sony at the time and was like the East Coast regional vice president. She was
for
home.
Sony?
Yeah.
No,
of sales.
Oh, wow.
So she was,
That's a big deal.
Yeah. She was gone for 3 weeks out of the month. You know what I mean? For all year long.
Yeah.
So a lot of things I had to pick up on, and I just did. So when it came to like school and shit, I was ready to roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's fucking get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
You know. But then, I see. I've seen other things and other situations where you've got like a 20-year-old guy, girl. You know what I mean? Who doesn't know how to fucking cook for themselves,
right?
Or they can't wash fucking clothes, right? You know what I'm saying? Because like
wash dishes,
it's such a weird thing.
You know what I mean? Like, or they haven't had it,
right? You know that because you had to,
100%. And I think that I will introduce my kids into the service industry as just a life gift. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
it's busting
a heavy guard on them because there is a dark side to this.
Yes, there absolutely is a dark side. But
there is
positivity. In my own personal experience, I never had anyone there to tell me about the dark side.
Yeah, right.
I learned about the dark side.
Oh, yeah.
and took in the dark side. I took in the dark side and also repelled the dark side on my own power.
Yeah,
I feel. Just me, and I don't know this answer is to be truth or not. But, I mean, at least fucking have the kid fucking, run bus or fucking whatever. You just learn a lot about people.
You do. I mean, and so with the restaurant industry, there is the dark side. But the thing is like, there are people that have never worked in the restaurant industry, but they're strung out on meth, and they're, they've been taking pills and heroin or whatever, you know what I mean? But that's just part of life, you know what I mean? But we like to put it on something and say, like, well, that's where it happens because they're over there doing this thing. And that's kind of where my head is at because I've seen it there. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the drugs and I've seen the alcohol, but that's not the whole story. You know what I mean?
That's not
the whole story. You know, if you subscribe to the the situations that are happening in that in that arena, then I mean you could say like this is happening all the time. But there's really that's a percentage of the place. Not everybody is out there getting shit faced and
not everybody,
cocaine.
But there's a good percentage.
So I feel like, for me personally, I feel like if somewhere down my timeline, someone would have come up and had the conversations with me that I've had in the past 5 years, with family members about like their own personal addiction or, what I mean, like what runs in the family or my grandfather's addiction or whatever the fuck or what maybe, I feel like it probably would coerce me to like go fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because in my head I'm better than that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to become a statistic, but that's me personally. And I understand that everybody's different.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then to that point, there's a girl that I work with, Amani. She's a server there, young girl, still in high school, super smart kid, man. And I just heard her talking today. Wasn't specifically talking to me. I just kind of was, she was in earshot and I was eavesdropping.
Yeah.
But she had a headache, and somebody said, well, I think Evan's got ibuprofen in the office if you want to take some ibuprofen. And she's like, no, I don't take pills. And you just hear it, and they're like, what? And she's like, I'm not trying to be weird. I just don't take any kind of anything. She's like, I just know that in my family, there's addiction. This is exactly what she said.
There,
She's like, there's addiction issues, so I just don't like to play around with it at all. Like, whatever it be, whether it be ibuprofen, Advil, whatever, if I don't have to take it, if I can deal with it, I'd rather do that.
Yeah. Well, she obviously is listening to her family, which is fantastic.
Smart kid.
Yeah.
But, to that point, you're 100% right. But to what you were saying before, and what we have been saying is that it's a great job. It's a
fun job.
It's a great job.
I enjoy going to my job.
You're right.
Flexibility is crazy.
Flexibility is crazy. Social skills that you gain.
You said responsibility, right? Or flexibility?
Flexibility.
Responsibility comes on you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Whether you want to take on responsibility or not, that comes up on, I believe, kind of you. Yeah. As a bartender, you've shown the fact that you can take on responsibility.
Right. That's that stage of, and then because of that, that's where they usually go like, hey, you want to be a manager?
Right.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, there's not...
Maybe. How much we talking? That's like half the money I make and like double the hours I work. Okay, maybe.
You know what I'm very upset about? Back in the day when I was bartending, we got all of our money. Now they're keeping your money and giving it to you at the end of the week, right?
Oh, with paychecks?
Yeah, paychecks and all that shit on the credit cards or whatever.
That has to do with the way the world has been turning, and then the changing of like everybody uses credit cards.
Yeah.
So back in those days, it's like
more cash.
It was all cash.
Yeah.
And you
so we do
talk about it.
It just makes you upset because I would have saved a lot more money.
Yeah.
We still do cash.
Yes. Well, we do too at where I'm at, but that is the forward motion of every
cash
restaurant.
management was one of the toughest thing with me because my goal was to obviously make a couple hundred, and then if I made 200, 250, 100's going out the door with once I get off.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just gonna drink and just get hammered. I mean, that's what I did.
It's a common theme.
New
bartender.
Yeah,
I got all this money, motherfucker. We going drinking.
It's ridiculous, man. Yeah, like it was unbelievable.
I made 3 times as much money as I did before. Yeah, with the job at the same place.
But nowadays, I mean, the cash management's a lot better. I wish that was happening when I was doing it.
It does help. Like even at the Shack too. It was
I think we always can.
I was like,
dream of those things. Like my mom, she was telling my cousin, he was. It seems to be that he's worried about his decisions with his like cash management. And things. Just like Chris dealt with this too. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like that these are 100%. The stories, right? The similarities across generations that I think that we lose. You know what I mean? Because we get focused on like other parts of like history. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if you like break it really kind of, if you break it down, like that's a thing that I'm